Hello everyone, welcome to another video of the playlist SketchUp Coding for Beginners. Today's objective will be to draw an arc. So let's get started. So this is the first SketchUp screen. Let's press Ctrl P to get Ruby code editor. So as usual, I'll put the Ruby code editor in the rightmost part so that we can easily switch in between the model and the Ruby code editor easily. So at first, let's go to the model and try to draw an arc. We will go to this button, that is drawing a pie. So it draws closed arcs from center and 2 points. So at first what you need to know is we need a center point to draw an arc. So at first what we do is we assign a center point, let's say 0, 0, 0. Then let's again go to the model. Then after you have chosen the center point, then we need to go to in which direction we are going to start that arc. So this is given by a line. So a line in 3D geometry is given by a vector. So first we need a vector. So the starting vector, let's say it will be the x-axis. So let's put the starting vector as 1, 0, 0, or instead of writing 1, 0, 0, you can just write here x axis. That works fine. But let's write here 1, 0, 0. Again back to the model. We have already picked the center point, the starting vector. Now we can get the arc in any direction. You can see here this green protractor like thing. So what it represents is that this arc is to be drawn that is perpendicular to this green axis, so the circle is green. So to denote it as a green circle, what we need to know is the vector of this green axis. So the vector of this green axis is actually the y-axis. So the vector of rotation will be 0, 1, 0 or the y-axis. To understand it more clearly, let's look at this picture. So whenever we are drawing an arc, a circular arc, the vector that we are representing here is this vector or the central line in which this circle can be rotated about this axis. So we have put the 3 parameters over here. The next thing we need to know is, let's look in the model. We have already done center, the starting vector, and then the rotating vector. Now we also need the radius or the distance from center to the perimeter. So that will be the radius of that arc. Let's say it as 12. We need to assign the starting angle and ending angle. Let's say if we are going to start from here to here, then it will be 90 degrees from 0 to 90. And if we go to this direction, it will be 0 to 180 and so on. So what we need is the starting angle. Let's say it has 0 degrees, but usually the angle is taken in radian. So to change into degrees, we need dot degrees. As you can see, it colorizes itself when it has got the default commands in SketchUp. So let's say the end angle as 90 degrees. The last thing you need to know is the number of segments. As we have already discussed, SketchUp actually draws the arcs and circles by taking smaller line segments. For example, if we draw this arc, you can easily see there it has drawn some small line segments. So how many segments we need to assign them as parameter. So let's say the number of segments in that arc be 20. Then we are ready to add the arc. So to add an arc, we have a command, that is entities. In short form, we write it as ent, as you have already seen over here. So entities dot add arc. So first thing we need to assign is the center, which we have already done. Then the starting vector. Then the vector that represents on which axis is it rotating. Then we need to assign the radius. Then start angle, end angle, and then number of segments. So let's go to the model, press Ctrl A and delete it so that it becomes empty. Now let's again go back to Ruby code editor, press Ctrl R button to run it. As you can see, an arc is drawn. So looking at the parameter, the center is in the origin 0, 0, 0. So we have started the arc from this x-axis. So this is the vector start. So we rotated this arc about the green axis, which is the vector of rotation, that is the y-axis. So we have provided radius 12, starting angle is 0 degrees, and it draws an arc from 0 to 90 degrees in the clockwise direction. So you also need to understand that if it is taken as a screw, so the direction of drawing the arc will be on the direction where the screw tightens. So it has drawn 20 number of segments to draw that arc. So you can change the number of segments and let's see the result. So it only draws 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 number of segments. So you can change the angle, let's say 270 degrees, and press Ctrl R, you can see. So you can play with these parameters and change the values and see what happens in the arc. So this much for today. Keep learning and thanks for watching.